Hi, I'm Aldrin Siguya from 9 Almasiga. My topic for today is mapping procedure. First, first step, determine your goals within an entire enterprise value chain. Each process has a specific goal to be considered in all of the activities of the organization, contributing to the achievement of their ultimate goals. At this point, we need to understand the role of this process in question within the limits of their activity. What is its reason to exist? Second step, identifying what are the outputs of the process. Outputs are deliveries occurring at the end of each process. They will add value throughout the production chain to culminate in the final product or service of the company. Many are confused as they see the outputs as something physical and tangible, like a part or a product. In fact, the outputs can be of various kinds, such as graphics, data, decision making, approvals, and many others. Just as the processes deliver outputs, they also receive inputs, as we shall see. Understand what is the analysis of businesses processes to apply in your company. Third step, identify the customer's process. Again, forget the commercial concept of a customer, the person who buys a service or a product. In the case of processes, customers are individual or teams receiving the outputs of the process. In this context, note a differentiation. External customers, those who are not part of the company. Internal clients, those that are embedded in the organization. Although the definition of internal clients is not a consensus in the BPM community, according to CBOK, there is only external customers. This term is useful to understand the relationship among functional areas during the execution of a process. Fourth step, identifying the process inputs. Inputs are all the elements that are modified during the process to add value to the production chain. They may be either physical or in other forms, such as information and data. For example, mapping processes. Avoid 5 common mistakes. Step 5, and identifying the components of the process. All resources used used during the process and that assist in the transformation of inputs into outputs are called process components and can be materials, energy, machinery, human resources, methodologies, technologies, and many others. Step 6. Identifying the process suppliers. If there are entire entries, there is someone responsible for forwarding them to the beginning of the process so they can start to transform them into outputs. As with customers, there are two types of suppliers: internal suppliers, people or group within the company that delivers the outputs or components of a process. External suppliers, companies. Note that the person involved in the process only now have control over it to receive inputs, and similarly no longer have control at the time the outputs are made. Step 8. Documentation of the current process. One of the ways commonly used to document process and by using a flow chart. It is